Precisely 6:45. This is the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation. News edited by Danushka Madavella and read by Sharifa Tahir. Headlines. Additional funds will be allocated to develop universities. The Attorney General says that legal actions will be taken against the culprits of the Easter Sunday attack without delay. Sri Lanka raises strong objections with UNHRC President. The SLFP rejects the allegations made against Sri Lanka at the UN Human Rights Council. The President launches program to create a skilled generation. News overseas, 3 female media workers shot dead in Afghanistan. Local news in detail. Additional funds will be allocated to develop universities. Prime Minister Mahinda Rajapaksa instructed officials to increase the facilities of the universities to meet the increased number of student intake from this year. The number of students admitted to the universities was increased according to the Vistas of Prosperity Policy Manifesto of this government. These instructions were given at a meeting held at the officials and the University Grants Commission and the Vice-Chancellors of the universities at the Temple Trees yesterday. Attorney General Dappala de Oliveira says that legal actions will be taken against the culprits of the Easter Sunday attack without delay. The Presidential Secretariat forwarded 65 volumes containing evidences of the Easter Sunday attack to the Attorney General's office. The Attorney General has taken this decision after referring those evidences. Minister Nimal Siripala de Silva says that the Sri Lanka Freedom Party is in a clear stance over the allegations made against Sri Lanka at the UN Human Rights Council. He said that all allegations are baseless and the SLFP rejects them all. This is the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation giving you the news. Continuing with more stories here at home. President Gotabaya Rajapaksa yesterday inaugurated the Skills Sri Lanka program under the theme A Generation with Competencies at the Bandaranayake Memorial International Conference Hall in Colombo. The State Ministry of Skills Development, Vocational Education, Research and Innovation is implementing the program with the aim of creating a skilled human resource suitable for the world economy and the workplace. 70% of the total unemployed population in Sri Lanka is in the unskilled labor category. The training should make them a team with the skills to match the job demand. The Skills Sri Lanka program will establish a broad network of social infrastructure for school dropouts and for unskilled labor force among both the unemployed and employed categories. Skills development is done in 8 sectors in the long and short term. The President unveiled the official logo of Skills Sri Lanka and also inaugurated a program to provide a monthly stipend of 4,000 rupees for students undergoing vocational training in selected fields. Tourism Minister Prasanna Ranatunga said the government expects to vaccinate all eligible people as soon as possible and around 1 million people will receive the first dose of vaccinations against the COVID-19 pandemic within the next 2 weeks. The Government Information Department said that 7 more deaths linked to the coronavirus have been reported yesterday. The Government Information Department quoted the Director General of Health Services as confirming 7 new deaths linked to the virus. The latest deaths took the death toll from the virus in Sri Lanka to 483. The total number of coronavirus recoveries in Sri Lanka crossed the 80,000 mark yesterday as the Health Ministry reported that another 598 patients were discharged after recovering from the illness. The tally of COVID-19 recoveries in the country has increased to 80,020. Meanwhile, 3,056 infected patients are currently under medical care at hospitals and treatment centers. A total of 83,552 cases of coronavirus have been reported in the country so far, and the death toll stands at 476. That's on local news.
A mother knows the pain of each member of the family. Siddhalepa, the trusted relief for aches and pains.
An effective therapy for relief from cold, sneezing, flu, headaches, swelling due to toothaches, rheumatic, discomforts, and muscular aches and pains. Siddhalepa, the Vidamahatmya in every home.
The main news story is brought to you by Siddhalepa Vidamahatmya.
Sri Lanka has raised strong objections with the UN Human Rights Council, accusing the Office of the High Commissioner for Sri Lanka for Human Rights of disregarding a request to publish the response of the government to a damning report formally submitted to the Council last week. In a letter to the President of the UN Human Rights Council, Nazad Shamim, Sri Lanka notes that OHCHR had published an advanced, unedited version of its report on Sri Lanka in the list of documents for the 46th session of the Council, in disregard of the Permanent Mission's request to publish the government's comments alongside the OHCHR report in the form of an addendum. C.A. Chandra Prema, the ambassador and permanent representative of Sri Lanka to the United Nations office at Geneva, said in the letter that on the 27th January 2021, the government of Sri Lanka, upon a request made by OHCHR, shared its comments on the advanced unedited version of the report of OHCHR in Sri Lanka.
The main news story was brought to you by Siddhalepa Vidamahatmya. Brush your teeth twice a day for healthy teeth and gums. Supiriviki and Kakulu, your trusted brands in oral care for many years.
Supiriviki Ayurvedic toothpaste for adults. Kakulu Ayurvedic toothpaste for kids. 9 Ayurvedic ingredients of Supiriviki will protect your teeth and strengthen your gums. Supiriviki and Kakulu, products from Siddhalepa.
And on Watchlight, the Cabinet has approved to select qualified persons for the Grade 3 of Sri Lanka Principals Service. Officials who are acting and covering in the posts of principals for a long time with qualifications in the teaching service and other officials in the teaching service who meet the requirements according to the service minute can attend the interviews. There are 4,600 vacancies in the first, second and third grades of the principal service at present.
World News, brought to you by courtesy of...
From the first step you take till the time we meet, the trusted leader prioritizes you always.
All you need under one roof. People's Leasing, the trusted leader.
World News headlines: 3 female media workers shot dead in Afghanistan. Texas moves to lift mask mandate and ease COVID rules. HIV findings in DR Congo give hope for cure. World News in detail. 3 women who work for a TV station in the Afghan city of Jalalabad have been shot dead in what seems to be the latest in a wave of targeted killings. Reports say the women aged 18 to 20 were killed in 2 separate but coordinated attacks. A 4th was critically hurt. Police say they arrested the lead gunman, linking him to the Taliban. The group deny any involvement. A wave of killings has rocked the country, with journalists, activists and other political figures being targeted. The 3 women killed had recently finished high school and worked in the dubbing department of the privately owned Anycast TV station. Texas will lift its mask mandate and allow businesses to reopen at full capacity next week, Governor Greg Abbott has announced. It is now time to open Texas 100%, the Republican said on Tuesday. Texas is the largest U.S. state to end its mask mandate. Mr. Abbott has faced criticism from his party over the measure, which was imposed last July. But the administration of the U.S. President Joe Biden has made it clear coronavirus restrictions are still necessary. Texas has recorded more than 43,000 deaths related to COVID-19, the 3rd highest state toll in the U.S. Mr. Abbott announced he was lifting the restrictions in a speech at the Chamber of Commerce in the city of Lubbock yesterday. Finally, on world news, the discovery of a large group of people whose bodies naturally control HIV without taking medication is leading to hopes of an eventual cure, scientists say. The study found as many as 4% of HIV carriers in the Democratic Republic of Congo were able to suppress the virus. Typically, less than 1% of people with HIV are able to do so. This could serve as springboard for further research to develop a vaccine or new treatments to tackle the virus that causes AIDS, researchers say. That's on World News.
World News. Brought to you by courtesy of...
From the first step you take till the time we meet, the trusted leader prioritizes you always.
All you need under one roof. People's Leasing, the trusted leader.
Development News is brought to you by
CIB offers valuable prize for New Year from 1st to 15th of March. Our choice in our own place. CIB.
And on development news, Sri Lankan Airlines carried a record-breaking 1.2 million kilograms of cargo from its network to Maldives in February 2021. The Maldives is one of the few open and highly popular island destinations in the world for travelers. Since the pandemic, perishable goods have been in high demand. Its island neighbor Sri Lanka supplied a large share of perishable goods, with cargo carried from Colombo to Malé exceeding 500 metric tons in the last month. Exports from the Maldives to Sri Lanka amounted to 188 metric tons on the route. Sri Lanka remains firmly committed to supporting its neighborhood hub Maldives' import and export needs with a global cargo network that spans from London to Tokyo and Sydney.
Development News was brought to you by
CIB offers valuable prize for New Year from 1st to 15th of March. Our choice in our own place. CIB.
And on sports news, Cristiano Ronaldo marked his 600th league appearance with his 20th series goal of the season as Juventus comfortably beat Spezia. All three goals came in the second half, with Ronaldo getting his side stirred when he finished off a quick counter-attack in the final minute. Alvaro Morata had turned in Federico Bernardeschi's cross for the opener before Federico Chesi stepped in. Victory moved Juventus to within 3 points of second-placed AC Milan. Ronaldo's goal means he has become the first player to score at least 20 goals in each of the past 12 seasons in Europe's top 5 leagues.
Contributory deposit of 1,000 rupees from NSB when your child enters grade 1. Open a Hapan Children's Service account for your kid today. Higher interest. Conditions apply.
Business News, sponsored by National Savings Bank, the safest place for your money.
Business news, Volvo Cars is only going to sell electric vehicles by 2030, the Swedish firm has said. It will phase out all car models with internal combustion engines by then, including hybrids. The car maker is also planning to invest heavily in online sales and simplifying its products. It is trying to capitalize on growing demand for electric cars, including in China, which is already one of its biggest markets. Car makers are also responding to pressure from governments around the world to beef up their electric car plans.
Business News, sponsored by National Savings Bank, the safest place for your money.
Contributory deposit of 1,000 rupees from NSB when your child enters grade 1. Open a Hapan Children's Service account for your kid today. Higher interest. Conditions apply.
Economic news, courtesy of...
Hello, Puta. Did you land already?
We're in transit and our flight got delayed.
How is Shani? Poor thing with her pregnancy.
Calm down, everything is sorted. Why, I have my LOLC World Card with me. We are at the VIP lounge.
LOLC Finance Credit Cards. Fuel the goodness in you.
Sri Lanka has offered the development and operation of the West Container Terminal of Colombo South Port to India and Japan as a public-private partnership in collaboration with the Sri Lanka Ports Authority. The Cabinet of Ministers at its weekly meeting held Monday has granted approval to develop the West Container Terminal on build, operate and transfer basis for a period of 35 years as a public-private partnership with Adani Ports and Special Economic Zone Limited and its local representative John Keels Holding PLC and the Sri Lanka Ports Authority.
Congratulations on your promotion. Heard you gave a treat for everyone in your department yesterday.
Yeah.
When will be our treat, huh?
Well, how about today?
Oh no, I was just joking. We'll have a party with your new salary.
It's fine. I have my LOLC credit card with me. Let's go out today.
Those who spread goodness radiate happiness to everyone around them. Introducing LOLC Finance Credit Cards. Fuel the goodness in you.
And on the weather update, mainly fair weather will prevail over most parts of the island. Misty conditions can be expected at some places in central Sabaragamu over western provinces during the morning. With that, we conclude the morning bulletin of news, and it's back to Victor Raj.